Most of you, any of you not know what data vault is? A couple of you, I know some of you were in my class yesterday. You more or less know what it is. Hubs, links, and satellites, right? So the problem came in is that management, this senior director dude, who doesn't know data warehousing, got convinced by an ETL developer who had never done data vault before that data vault was too hard. That because there were 3 tiers, stage tables, integration layer, and presentation layer, it was going to take too long to build. And he actually convinced the senior director, soon to be VP, no lie, you cannot make this stuff up, that it was a stupid idea and it would fail. Even though I had actually been hired because I was a data vault expert. And I got told in a meeting with him when he asked a couple of people about data vault, what do you think about data vault? He looked right at me and said, I do not want to hear from you because I know you're biased. Right, you're paying me a lot of money to sit here and be quiet now. Happy to take that money. Come on. What are we going to do here? And I'm just, it's like this, it's Keith and I just looked at each other and go, this is not going to end well. We gave it 18 months. We said 18 months. I'll tell you the rest of that part in a bit. So what this developer, the guy who was in charge of the Informatica team, had postulated is that we need to do a persistent staging area, and we'll just timestamp everything in the persistent staging area, and we'll build views on top of that. Great. So we can start now. We can start loading data today, not knowing what data they actually need, mind you. But we have this thing G2. We got to start onboarding. I should say G2 was alpha. The data model was not even solidified on the source system we're going to use. So, that adds even more fun to the whole story. I ended up becoming the enterprise data modeler for that. Because as soon as I started trying to put it in, even into the stage tables, the things was changing. So the MD5 keys, we talked about this yesterday, all concatenating all of the fields involved in building the key. If it's the primary key, then it's all the components of the natural key being concatenated together. So we had a bunch of different ones. We had a lot of MD5 things floating around here. So we had prim key. So this is for the stage tables. Because they're a type 2 stage tables, we created an MD5 hash that concatenated all the attributes in the stage table together and the load date. And that gives you a unique key, which, as it turns out, could be used as a surrogate for a type 2 solely changing dimension key. It's unique. So that worked out really well for us in the end. That was luck. We just tripped over that and it worked out. The CDC key I mentioned before is the source fields in the order they are in the source table, concatenated for capturing the changes going into the stage tables. And so that's just basically the surrogate key or source of record key. So when we do the comparison and we're doing our loads, what are we keying off of on the source side? Because we discovered that many of the source systems didn't have very well-behaved natural keys, things like that, but we know we can figure whatever the primary key in the source system is, if we kept track of that, then we can compare it to the data in the stage table very easily because it's a one-for-one mapping from a source table to a stage table. We're not overloading the stage tables. We're giving all separate tables. The CDC adder is what we now call the hash diff key in Data Vault 2. So it's the attributes that we're going to check for changes. So again, it's all the non-key columns in the stage table. That makes sense? And then the natural key, we were trying to find out if there was a natural key identifiable in the source system We hashed that too, thinking we might have some value in that later. As it turned out, we never did find a good use for it. One of the really things that we had thought through that became obvious is as you load a stage table, imagine that stage table is actually a child table. It's a master detail relationship with the source. And the parent table is a surrogate key. So it's inherited a surrogate key from the parent table, but it might be 5 other columns then in the child table that makes it unique. So we have these weird hybrids of surrogate keys and natural columns that made up what we could call the natural key of the source table. But since we're trying to load fast, we don't want to do any joins on the sources, so we want to join exactly the raw data. The business key, the natural key, the full natural key, we would have to go back to the master table and figure out the natural key in the master table rather than the surrogate key. But since we're we didn't want to do any denormalization or joins and loading these stage tables because we were finding new stage tables every day because G2 was evolving. The source system was still in flight. So we tried this, turned out, basically not useful. It was a good mental exercise for us in understanding how do you build a key in a third normal form when you're trying to get business keys and natural keys and you have a third normal form source. It does require quite a bit of analysis to figure out how you're going to